headphones on for the best experience. In today's video, we will explore Nahirqo, earliest known woman, who ruled Kingdom of Kush title. Queen Nahirqo, the matriarch of Meroitic sovereignty peace in the ancient land of Kush, deep in the heart of what is now Sudan, stood the city of Meroe, the powerful nucleus of the later Kushite kingdom. In the midst of its pyramidal necropolis lies a royal tomb, Begen 11, belonging to a woman whose legacy redefined Nubian statehood, Queen Nahirqo. She is the earliest known queen regnant of Kush, and her reign established the precedents of matriarchal governance in a civilization intertwined with both Egyptian theology and Meroitic autonomy. Origins and royal lineage. Nahirqo's name appears in inscriptions within her pyramid and temple reliefs. She was not a mere consort, but a ruling monarch in her own right. Likely the widow of King Adikalamani, she assumed the throne following his death. Her elevation to sole ruler set a significant precedent in the Kushite succession model, emphasizing the centrality of royal women in state affairs, continuing the long-standing matrilineal traditions of Nubian royal lineage. The Meroitic period was distinct for its cultural renaissance, melding Egyptian religious iconography, indigenous deities, and a complex writing system yet to be fully deciphered. Within this fusion, Nahirqo's regency emerged as a milestone in both political and theological authority. The reign of Nahirqo, stability and consolidation. Nahirqo's era is estimated to fall within the early 2nd century BCE, a time of transition for Kush. Her rule likely spanned over a decade. During this time, she solidified Meroe's role as the economic and religious heart of Kush. Trade routes extending into the Hellenistic Mediterranean, Red Sea, and deep into sub-Saharan Africa flourished under the protection of her administration. Gold, ivory, iron, and incense moved along these arteries, bolstering the kingdom's wealth. Nahirqo's governance can be deduced through the architecture and iconography preserved in her mortuary complex. Her pyramid at Begni 11, smaller than Egyptian counterparts, yet steep and distinct in design, was adorned with scenes of her offering to the gods. This was no ordinary burial, it was a declaration of divinity and rulership. One relief from her chapel presents Nahirqo making offerings to Amun and Mut, the same deities revered in Thebes, but now localized in Meroe. Her regalia includes the double uraeus cobra crown, signaling dual sovereignty over Upper and Lower Kush. The symbolism was clear. She was the embodiment of Maat, divine truth and order. Political influence and religious authority. Nahirqo was more than a political figure. She was a religious axis. In Kushite belief systems, queens and candaces held priestly functions. Nahirqo would have presided over festivals, temple ceremonies, and oracle rituals. Her inscriptions use royal titulary, traditionally reserved for male rulers, proving her full acceptance as sovereign. Unlike the Egyptian pharaohs, Kushite rulers like Nahirqo were not isolated. They presided in council with nobles and priests, including powerful matrilineal clans. Her authority was thus maintained not through conquest, but by communal consensus, spiritual legitimacy, and economic power. Legacy and matriarchal sovereignty. Nahirqo's greatest legacy is not merely in rule, but in continuity. Her successful reign opened the doors for successive queen rulers and candaces, including Amenarenas and Amenishakheto, who famously resisted Roman incursions. Nahirqo was the first stone in that foundation. Her tomb stands as one of the earliest examples where a woman was depicted not as a subordinate consort, but as an autonomous leader. The visual language, her standing alone before gods, her wearing of royal regalia, and her independent titulary crafted a blueprint for Nubian queenship. Moreover, the inscriptional language found in her mortuary temple, written in the Meroitic script, suggests her court actively promoted the local tongue over Egyptian hieroglyphs. This linguistic independence further cemented her nationalist agenda. Final resting place, Pyramid Beg N. 11 Beg N. 11 is modest in size, yet its internal chapel and remnants of painted reliefs point to the grandeur of Nahirqo's theological vision. The scenes etched into stone were more than decorative. they were didactic. Nahirqo, offered to Amun and Isis, was greeted by Osiris and anointed as a god queen. Archaeological evidence of imported goods within her pyramid, such as Greek pottery and Arabian incense jars, reflects her global diplomatic reach. The burial layout mirrored royal Egyptian conventions, but the materials and motifs were distinctly Nubian. Conclusion: embrace the past to rise. Again, Queen Nahirqo's reign marked a civilizational shift for Kush, away from Egyptian dominance and into a sovereign, woman-led renaissance. She fused divine right, economic strategy, and cultural identity into a powerful throne that inspired future queens to wield the sword and the scepter with equal wisdom. Nahirqo did not just rule, she transformed. In a world that often erased powerful women from memory, she carved her name into stone, declared herself godlike, and set an enduring standard. Her story teaches us that power, when rooted in balance, truth, and divine legacy, is eternal. Know your past, rekindle your greatness. The reign of Nahirqo is a beacon, illuminating the path to reclaiming power through ancestral wisdom. Kindly click like, subscribe, and share this channel.